Hello, my name is Tyler Borg. I'm here to tell you about my wood carving journey. And welcome to the International Association of Woodcarvers.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the International Association of Woodcarvers. Today is Saturday, the 26th of April, and I'm on site down in Nashville at Lipscomb University. So you'll notice I don't have my normal background. I'm down here helping my daughter move out of college, getting ready to come home for the summer. Appreciate you all joining in today, and hopefully internet access and everything is good here so that you can see and hear from me. Today on our meeting, I wanted to let you know that we're having special guest Tyler Borg that's going to be coming to us. Tyler's not been on our meetings before, but I look forward to hearing what he has to share with us today. Before I get started with that, I'll tell you about the upcoming schedule. Next Saturday, we'll have Joe Savarsi that's coming in. He's from up in the Pennsylvania area. I met him up there at the Lancaster show. He's going to be talking about ball and cage, carvings, soap carvings that are ball and cage. He's done a locomotive in a ball and cage. So he's going to be taking us through that process. So that should be an interesting meeting to have. On the 10th of May, we're going to have Joshua Walters that's going to be coming back from Pennsylvania as well. He's going to be doing whimsical houses this time. He's going to do a demonstration. So cottonwood bark, look forward to having him back on. The week of the 19th through the 23rd, I'm actually going to be out in Utah teaching at the Rocky Mountain Carvers Roundup. I think Chris Hammock's going to be out there. I know Dave Stetson's going to be there. Tyler Borger's going to be there. We're all going to be teaching. So we won't have meetings those 2 weekends, the weekend before that, weekend after that, as I'll be traveling back and forth out to Utah. So the next meeting that we'll have after the 10th will be May the 31st. Carla Harmon's going to be on. She's going to come in and present. She got the CCA award up in Pennsylvania at the Lancaster show. Look forward to having her on and hearing what she wants to share with us. On June the 7th, Dale Kirkpatrick's going to be back with us. I saw Dale signed in there a few minutes ago. He's going to be carving spools, so caricature carvings in spools, and that's going to be an interesting discussion, so look forward to that. And then on the 14th of June, Greg Weimer is going to be in, and he's going to be talking about caricature carving design. So that's a pretty good lineup that's coming up. Look forward to hearing from all these people. And again, we're going to continue to try to get new presenters on and provide quality carving content to everyone that joins us. Just want to say thanks again for going out and watching the videos on YouTube. If you don't watch them live, again, we continue to have great success on our YouTube videos, and that's why we put them out there. We share this information free of charge to everyone so that we can, one, share wood carving, also promote the wood carver, but try to grow the community as well. So anybody who may be getting into carving or just getting started, make sure you tell them about our YouTube page, have them go out and like and subscribe there and check out all the content. Just telling Dave and Tyler a few minutes ago that we just passed our 5-year anniversary on these meetings. So I started these back at the beginning of COVID, hoping that we could share carving when people couldn't get together. And here we are 5 years later, continuing to share, even though we're having classes, we're having shows, we're having club meetings and those kind of things. It's just a great outlet for people to come in, share what they do, and for other people to learn about carving. So again, if they want to participate, then they know how to get started. So having said all that, I want to remind you all about the CCA Carving the Rockies show that's coming out in September. Again, this is September the 20th and 21st. It's out in Colorado Springs, Colorado. If you can, make the trip. It's a great show, all based around caricature carving. We have everything from competition to the ugly cowboy competition to special category, which is going to be scallywags and buccaneers. We have silent auction pieces, vendors, wood tools, all kinds of stuff. Try to get out there if you can. Again, Colorado Springs, Colorado. There's also a school of caricature carving that's happening immediately following the show. So on the 22nd through the 24th, if you want to sign up for the school and you're going to be able to hang around 3 days after the show, go out to the CCA website. You'll find all the information out there and get signed up. Those classes are going quick. There's only a limited number of people that can participate in those classes. So if you're going to be out there and you want to participate, make sure you go out and sign up soon so that there's a spot available for you. Before I get started with Tyler, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dave Stetson. Dave's going to come on and do words of wisdom for us. So, Dave, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right, thanks, Blake. Today's going to be a thought borrowed from Claude Monet. Claude Monet was the founder of French Impressionist painting, lived from 1840 to 1926. Claude said, "I'm never finished with my art. The further I get, the more I seek the impossible, and the more powerless I feel." That hit the nail on the head for me, and I suspect for many of us.
All right, Dave, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that. Once again, remind you all, Rocky Mountain Carvers Roundup, May the 19th through the 23rd. Again, myself, Chris Hammock, Dave Stetson, Tyler Borg, our presenter today, is going to be out there teaching. So if you get a chance, come out to that roundup out there as well. There's still time to sign up. I know Tyler's going to be talking a little bit about that here in a few minutes. So look forward to seeing some of you all out there. And if you can, come by and say hello if you're there. And we look forward to it. So Tyler, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. I appreciate you coming in and sharing today, and look forward to hearing what you have to share with us. I've already shared a bunch of your pictures and stuff on the internet, and I know people are excited to hear what you have to offer. So go ahead and turn it over to you, my friend.
All right. This is the first time I've done anything like this, so hopefully it'll go well. I don't know exactly what to tell you, but I started my wood carving journey around 8 years old as a young boy with a pocket knife when I was camping. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to share this with you guys. When I first started, things were pretty rough. I didn't really know what I was doing. Really had no instruction. Throughout my life, I had a grandfather that I learned a lot from. As I grew up, he was the kind of grandpa that knew how to do just about everything. If something was broken, he could fix it. No matter what needed done, he knew how to do it. And I spent a lot of time working with him and learning from him. And he taught me to watch. And the first time when you watch somebody else do it. And then the next time you do it on your own. And quite often when I would do mechanics and things like that, he would show me how to do it, and then he would expect me to do things on my own. So I learned as a small kid to do things on my own, to not expect other people to do things for me. And though I didn't have a lot of opportunities to learn wood carving from anybody else, I spent a lot of time practicing. My other grandparents, my grandfather and grandmother, were painters, and I really wanted to be a painter as a young kid. They did mostly landscape things. My one grandfather, he drew with pencils and pen and ink. Also did a fair amount with oil paints, and grandma did a lot of oil painting. And as I started painting as a kid, I figured out that I was colorblind, and that made things pretty difficult to mix paint. So I remember my dad coming home one day, and he looked at me and he says, "That's a pretty nice painting there." He says, "Why is your elk green?" I thought, this is something I can never do. I don't understand color. I don't understand how all of that works. And I had to figure out a way to do artistic things that didn't require color. And wood carving has done a lot of that for me. As I found a few people around that knew some things about carving. I spent some time in Boy Scouts, learning with a pocket knife. Um, we did some during Boy Scouts. I remember spending time as doing. We made some handmade knives, and remember on the butt end of the antler, carving with the Dremel in there, and just coming up with ideas and creating. And as I went through that, all my friends after school, they would go play football or they would have extracurricular activities from school. And I would go home and I'd go out in my dad's shop and I would play with carving tools. I would create, I would cut things out, and I would come up with ideas in my head and I would create them. And it took a lot of time without any instruction to get anywhere. When I was in junior high, there was a carving club here in Idaho Falls at the time, and my dad heard about it, and we ended up going. He would take me, and we would go to the carving club, and then I had a group of people to learn from, and I learned a handful of things from them. They had some projects that were going on. I carved a little duck, carved a bear. There were numerous things that I carved with some instruction. And around that time, Dave Rushlow came and taught a class here in Idaho Falls. I believe he has a family member here, and they would come and visit every couple of years or so. And I remember being able to sit down and actually learn from someone who knew how to teach, and how wonderful that was for me, how I was able to pick things up and grow very quickly. During that time, I bought some of the cutouts, extras from the class, and carved quite a few of the little caricatures that he had showed me how to carve. And from there, I continued to do carvings in bone and antler, a lot of carvings in wood. Spent a lot of time in wood shop in school in the art room. Maybe a little too much time, but while everybody else spent time doing what they felt was important, this is what I felt was important. That's where I spent my time. And around, I think it was 1998, I was hired by a local furniture company called Woodland Furniture. They were looking for a wood carver. They called the local carving club. And most of the people in the carving club were around retirement age. So most of them were not too interested in a job working in a furniture company. But the club president gave them my name, and they gave me a call. And I went in, I showed them a few of the things that I had done, and they hired me. I was brought on, it was September of 1998. And I began working full-time as a wood carver, doing, for the most part, relief carvings for them. Headboards, mantles, man doors, you name it, TV cabinets, side tables, coffee tables. During that time, the French country was really in high demand. and distressed furniture. And that's the kind of furniture that they did. And I spent many, many years carving all day, every day, carving furniture, thousands upon thousands of relief carvings. And I worked with a gentleman from Mexico City. His name was Martin Galvan, very talented wood carver. He had grown up in Mexico City and worked for his uncle in a wood shop down there, and was taught through the trade how to be a wood carver. And as I carved there, even though I was good enough, he would always tell me what I could do better. He would say, okay, this is good enough, but if you want to improve, this is what I would suggest that you do. And that was very beneficial for me. It helped me to improve my skills, to learn and not just become stagnant. I think a lot of times people carve and they get to a certain point and that's what they do. And it was very nice to have someone who knew what they were doing and not only could say, yes, you're doing a good job, but here's how you could improve on that. So I'm very grateful and indebted to him. I worked at Woodland for almost 20 years. Not long before COVID, I left there. About the 2008 recession, things hit them pretty hard. They had a lot of cutbacks. A lot of people were laid off. There was a handful of us that stayed on, and I worked through all that. But things never recovered financially for them. And paychecks didn't always come on payday. And eventually I looked for opportunities elsewhere. But during that time, I did wood carvings that are all over the world, which is kind of cool. I have carvings in Russia, British Virgin Islands, all over the country, from New York to California and Montana to Texas. Later during the time that I was there, they transitioned into a cabinet company as well. And I spent a lot of time carving cabinets, and not only carving them, but I would go on a lot of the installs to do touch up and help out with whatever needed done. So I spent some time traveling to go and there were times that we would do carvings that would go from cabinet to cabinet, which would require pieces to connect those carvings. And not always would everything line up. So we would leave blank spots so that I could go on site and connect the pieces and get everything to look right. So I spent time in California, West Palm Beach, Florida, numerous places in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah. There was a lot of demand for that kind of stuff at the time. Currently, there's less desire for wood carving in furniture. The trends have changed. There's a lot more clean lines, a lot more plain type stuff. So there's a lot less demand, but eventually that will come back around. Let's see. During COVID, when things got slow, I ended up applying at the Idaho National Laboratory, and I am currently working as a carpenter in the nuclear facility out there. It's a big change for me. There's not much creativity working in the nuclear facility, but I still get the opportunity to use my talents at times. We do a lot of work with radiological stuff, building scaffolding and maintenance type things. But I've found a way to work my skills into little niches where I've been able to do some retirement plaques and different things, build custom frames for retirement plaques and things for people that are out there that have been there for a while. So currently, I am working part-time for Ray Kinman on his Woodcarver Guru team, helping him to keep up with his high demand, which helps me on the weekends be able to keep my skills honed, be able to do the things that I want to do, but still be able to work and provide for my family and for my future. Let's see. I'll be teaching at the Rocky Mountain Carvers Roundup. It's coming up the 19th through the 23rd of May. So I'll be working on a relief carving. And I was telling Blake before the meeting started that throughout my life, relief carvings has always been work, and the carvings that I've done for fun have been in the round. But I will be teaching a relief carving. We'll be going over layout. We'll start from scratch from whatever ideas anybody has in mind. The main idea that I was told is probably a sign of some sort. Maybe your last name, but it can be anything you want. Family crest, any type of relief carving, whether that be high relief or low relief. I'm game for whatever. I've done a lot of all of it, so I'm happy to help lay that out and teach you how to carve a relief carving. So I talked to Guy Nelson. He said there's still some spots available, not only in my class but in the other classes as well. So if anybody's interested in signing up, there's still a little bit of time left to get things figured out and get in there. So,
Hey, Tyler, do you have pieces that you can show people as far as stuff you've done?
yes. No, you can probably see behind me. I'll get out of the way. But this is a mantle that I did. So that's the kind of stuff that I did when I was working in the furniture shop. It's very high relief. You can see you got a buffalo skull on there with the branches and kind of a black forest type carving. Let me get a few things out of the way. This is a piece that I have been working on for my daughter. Or it's the lid for a cedar chest. She picked out what she wanted. She kind of found things online and I modified it to be my own thing, but that will be the lid to her cedar chest. Kind of cool. Before the meeting, I ran out in the shop and I laid this out. This is about the size of what we will be carving in Utah. So I laid this out. This took me about 45 minutes from coming up with the idea and laying it out. So that's my last name, some branches and oak leaves around it. So that would give the ability to start from there. Let's see, I have a handful of other pieces that are kicking around my house from previous things. No, this is an Indian bust. The wood carving with the Borg name on it is on Jelutong. So that's the wood that they have set up for us to use down there for the class. So it's plenty thick. It's 8/4. So it'll give you opportunity to give some good depth if you want to do some high relief, or you can stay thin and do thin relief as well. There's this guy. This is one that I did years ago. Skeleton holding the gun. I don't know how well you can see. Finished the gun to look as realistic as possible. All right. The tools that I will use for the sign carving. I've got some of them sitting here. Let's see. So to start with, we'll go around everything with a plunge router. This one's currently set up with a tapered bit. I also use straight bits. Depending on the type of relief carving you want to do, there's many types of relief carving. You can router out the entire background so it's nice and flat. You can chisel out the background and just router around the edges. You can do what I call a gun stock carving, where you router around the carving and only carve what's inside of the router marks and leave the rest flat. So the first thing we would do is go around the lines with the router. I've got some of my chisels here. You can see the chisels that I use. I will have them there with me. Not everyone will have big mallet chisels, but bring the chisels that you have if you want to be in the class. We'll utilize them, and then you can utilize my chisels as well if you need to. The chisels that I use, I've collected throughout my life. Some of these I got when I was working in the wood shop. A lot of those are Henry Taylor's, and I have a few that are Lamp brand. But the bulk of the ones that I bought on my own are old. I prefer antiques, I guess. Buck Brothers and Addis. A lot of my mallet chisels are S.J. Addis, and they've already been taught how. I don't have to teach them. Somebody else has done that. So this one's Addis as well. I use, let's see, I use a mallet quite a bit, and saves me from pounding on it with my hand. A lot of the carving will be done with mallet and chisel. Working in a high production wood shop, I do things as quickly as possible. So I also use power tools. This is a 4-inch angle head grinder. I move a lot of wood with that to save time. And I'll show you how that works and how to do that safely. I might even bring one with a guard on it. And then this is my finish sander. It's got a floppy floppy sanding disc on the top and run over it at the last to do the final cleanup. So that's the main tools that I use. Um, any other questions about that? Did I answer your question?
Hey, Tyler,
Hopefully.
another question, not about that, but can you go through the finishing process as far as, since you're not painting things, what is your process to finish these signs?
All right. So I do use color at times, and I will have things there. If you are able to see color, yeah, you'll be able to utilize. I use watered down acrylics. Um, when I do it myself, I have to have my wife or somebody that is able to see color to help me to get the right colors figured out. But I water them down. I use it more like a wash and add color so that it's fairly thin. Um, then I lacquer and go back over with a brie wax. I don't know if I can even find that anymore. I've got some old brie wax. Um, and that helps kind of darken all the corners and make everything pop out. Brie wax is kind of a finishing wax. I've also used Watco finishing wax. It works as well, kind of dull some of the colors. Um, I've also used Danish oil, depending on the wood that I'm using. That walnut piece that I carved for my daughter for the cedar chest, I'll do that in Danish oil. Put a few coats of that on. Um, other than that, I saw that there was a couple other questions asked.
Yeah, I got them right here. So,
All right.
what kind of router bit do you use on the plunge router?
So there's a couple different ones. I have one that is a tapered bit, comes down to almost a point. It's got a little bit of a radius on the bottom. And with that one, you can follow around the edge and then chisel up to it. I also use a 1/4 inch straight bit. And with the 1/4 inch straight bit, you would go and take everything out of the background with it and flatten out the background. And you do more router work and less chisel work. So it depends on of relief carving you want to do and what you want the finished product to look like as to which bit you would use. But a tapered bit or a straight bit.
And another question, they're wanting to know if you have a website or do you teach online?
I do not currently have a website. Years ago, I did, and I gave up on it. Once I got on out at the INL, um, I kind of gave up on my dream of carving, but I'm kind of getting back into it. So I might have to get me a website again. I do not currently do any teaching online, but I would like to. Something I need to look into.
So, let's see. Back to the skeleton carving that you showed us. How do you get the depth and the division, I guess, with the rib cage, like the empty space there that's underneath that? What do you use something particular for that?
All right. So when I carved this, I carved the skull separately, and then I carved this section separately, and then the base is a separate piece of wood. So this section of maple was separate from the background, and I was able to dish out the back with a large die grinder. So I hollowed it out, and then I went through and opened those up with the Dremel. So that's how I got all the depth and separation. So you can kind of see a little bit that way, the height. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a cool piece. Something different anyways. Let me grab another one over here. This is another one I did years ago. It's a buffalo skull with a snake wrapped around it. And there's a little mouse kind of hiding right down there trying to get away. I did this one when I was working in the wood shop, and during my lunch break and my regular breaks, I would grab scraps out of the trash and play with them. And the skull is maple, the horn caps are walnut, the snake is alder, the base is oak, and I believe the little mouse was a little piece of mahogany. So it was all little pieces of scrap wood out of the trash that I made it out of. So
And do you use reference photos to do something like that, or do you really just create it as you go?
yes, I use reference photos, but a lot of it I'll use a reference photo and then get it into my brain and then utilize that from there. So yes and no, all at the same time. I have a Pinterest account, and I spend a lot of time looking at things and finding ideas that way. I find things online and save photos. Um, but I'm pretty good at getting things into my brain the way that I like them. And having spent the hours carving that I have, I can visualize what it should look like and do my best to make it look like that as I remove the pieces.
So another question there: how many projects do you work on at one time?
Ideally one. Once in a while, I'll get a couple going at the same time. The the cedar chest lid's been there. I've been working on it for too long. I'm really good at getting things done with a good end date. My daughter, that was her graduation present, and she graduated. Her birthday was this last week, and she's 22. So I haven't got it done yet. The week that she graduated, I passed a kidney stone, and that threw me off. It would have been done, but I was not feeling up to it. So when I run out of end date, it's a little harder to get things done.
So what about commission work? Do you do any commission work if somebody has seen something that you've done and maybe they want a plaque, or if they want a mantle or something like that that's special made? Are you open
Yeah.
for those kinds of commissions?
Yeah, I've done a handful of things here and there. Do have some local wood shops that call me up every now and I do some stuff for them. Um, but yeah, I I do some commissions here and there once in a while. Um, I like to play on the weekends, and I don't take on a whole lot, but I do take on some.
Nice. Well, before we cut loose, do you have email address maybe where somebody can contact you?
Yes, uh, Tyler Borg, TYLERBORG 77 at gmail.com is my email. You can also find me on Facebook under Tyler Borg. I share some things on there, carving wise. I don't know.
All right. I've got Guy Nelson that's on here, and I've asked him to come in and just say something about what's available as far as the classes and stuff that's coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Guy and let him talk a little bit, and then we'll come back to you just in a second, Tyler.
All right.
So Dave, if you want to spotlight Guy, we'll go ahead and get him in. Hey, Guy, sorry to put you on the spot there, but I appreciate you coming in and telling us kind of what's coming up with the Rocky Mountain Carvers Roundup. There he is.
Hey, how are you?
Good, Guy. How are you doing?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about what's coming up with the Rocky Mountain Carvers Roundup. We got Tyler on today, so we know he's going to be out there with us.
Yes, I'll tell you, if anybody wants to have a good experience, you need to come carve with Tyler there. I was supposed to spend the day with him, but of course you have to work as soon as you plan something fun, and show you what he designed in just a matter of minutes. It was spectacular. The only way I could explain it to carvers men to a few things is working with Chris Hammock. He has a lot of the same skill sets that Chris does. He just goes right to town, and it's way cool. I can't wait to give my carving to my granddaughter. We only have a couple spots in Tyler's class left. With the other 8 instructors, I think we're down to 4 spots. And so it's a good time to get registered. You can pick what 5 of the 8 instructors that you'd like. And the way it's arranged, that we've never had a problem getting people into the class. Each session is limited to only 10 people per instructor for the day. So you get plenty of time working with the instructor, which makes a big difference for me. I want to have time to spend with the instructor and be educated by him. So each day you'll move to a different instructor. Everything is located right there in Midway, so it's very easy to walk across the street, grab a sandwich. There's the hotel that we have has a bus that will take you right down to where we're carved in Midway. So transportation, if you just want to go stay at the hotel, it's not an issue. Several people just take an Uber or arrange for transportation, stay at the hotel, and take the public transportation that is free back and forth to the hotel. Any questions that I could answer about it?
And the dates again are May the 19th or the 23rd?
That is correct.
And what's the lineup as far as the instructors that are available? Do you have that off the top of your head?
Let's see. Joe Yu, he'll be coming. We got John Overby. So far, he's feeling pretty good and planning on coming out to carve with us. All of them are listed on the website. Of course, we have you coming out. We have Tyler coming. Man, this is embarrassing now.
Mitch
Dwayne
Carledge
coming. The only class that is totally full is Chris Hammock, and you really have to kind of sign up for his class while you're at the Roundup, because people just pay to get in right there on the spot. Roger Stegall's coming. Jim Heiser will be there. So a lot of CPA carvers. Even Dave Stetson is going to come up and teach a night class. So there'll be Del Green. He's coming and just taking the class and carving with you guys. They'll be doing a rotation with everybody else. So there are some really good carvers coming that you can just sit with. After we're done carving for the day, we usually start at 9 o'clock, wrap it up around 4:30, go grab a bite to eat. And then each night there'll be an instructor that will come back and that will help. So there's always an expert carver there to help you. On Monday night, for people that's never been up through Midway and seen the valley, they can ride the Heber Creeper around and just kind of do a little bit of sightseeing, which is kind of cool. Del Green brings a 2-inch block of wood, and we have about 10 minutes carving into a ball. And then we roll them down a pipe, and there's a prize for winning that. We do a bolo exchange on Wednesday, and on Tuesday we do a Christmas ornament exchange. So there's activities going throughout the day. We have the shirt like Tyler has. they'll be available. We have hoodies that are available. I posted a picture of the red one. We have black ones. We have a few jackets. I think you got one of the jackets, don't you, Blake?
I do. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yep, has a logo on the back.
Yeah, so there's quite a few activities going on through the day. We try to make it as easy on the carvers to come and relax and have a good time. And hopefully when they go home, they're tired and have some really cool carvings. Smithsons will be there on Sunday when you guys are selling your rough outs, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, they'll head back home, and we have Badger State that will be there. We'll have Stitching with Style, who makes the carving aprons and the tool rolls. They'll all be coming up and visiting. The carvers bring a great selection of rough outs to pick from. So it's a great time to pick up some rough outs.
All right, guys. So again, that's May the 19th through the 23rd, and look forward to getting out there with you all and definitely teaching class and meeting some of the people that maybe I've seen on these meetings, but haven't had a chance to actually meet in person. So we look forward to that. And I appreciate Guy coming in real quick and telling us about that. Tyler, just a few other things. The only thing that they'll need to bring with them is whatever tools that they've got and just come with an idea. Is that right?
Correct. If they can come up with an idea and maybe even some reference photos, if there's something specific they want to carve in there, that would be great.
Okay. And if they want to try to get a commission piece from you, just reach out by the email or maybe come and see you out there and talk to you about it in person.
You bet. That would be great.
All right. Well, if there's any other questions, let's see. Mike wants to know if he can bring the mantle that he's working on.
If that's what you'd prefer.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming on. Tyler, I look forward to meeting you in person out there. It's been a great discussion and would love to see your work in person. Like I said, I shared a lot of pictures. Every piece that I saw was top notch, phenomenal work. And just look forward to seeing what you do in the class out there. And again, getting a chance to meet you in person. So thank you for coming on and sharing today, and look forward to meeting up with you. Just want to remind y'all, there are some classes that are coming up online through the Woodcarving Academy. If you go out and check out the workshops out there, Dwayne Gosnell has 2 classes coming up, one in May, one in June. One is Beach Attire Tom, the other is Maximus. He always comes up with some unique caricatures to carve in his classes. And again, it's a great deal to be able to watch everything that he does there on the classes and go back and rewatch them on the videos. Janet Cordell's also has a class starting May the 5th. Eleanor's window. Again, if you want to sign up with these classes, go out, contact the instructor themselves, get signed up. If you want to watch old classes that have been recorded and put out there, always go out and subscribe to Woodcarving Academy. There's tons of great content out there from some of the best instructors that are available. And it's a great place to go out and learn carving. So check out Woodcarving Academy every chance you get and participate in some of those classes that are coming up. Remind you all, Joe Savarsi is going to be on next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to having him in. Just want to say thank you all for joining us today. And we will hopefully see you in Utah. If not, we'll see you all next Saturday. So come on the meeting next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it.
Whenever you are ready, introduce yourself, what you're affiliated with, kind of what you're doing today, and then welcome to International Association of Woodcarvers.
It may just be affiliated with themselves. It may not be an affiliation.
It may be. Yeah,
Just with me.
just you. I'm Tyler, and I'm here today to tell you about my carving journey, and welcome to International Association of Woodcarvers. Right. So let me mute myself, and it's all you.
I am Tyler Borg. I'm here to tell you about my wood carving journey, and welcome to the International Woodcarvers podcast.
All good, but International Association of Woodcarvers.
Close. International
Yeah.
Association of Woodcarvers.
Yeah, do
And this is what makes it fun is
Yeah.
because I'll make bloopers at the end of everything and put it at the very end. And some people that stay around after the credits, they see, oh, they got something fun going on. So
Yeah, I don't know how many people watch the end. I'd love to know how many people watch.
we should do a poll, or we should do like a giveaway sometime, Blake. It's
The
whoever,
first person to pick up on the
yeah, and comments. Or,
blooper.
I mean, I don't know. We might talk about that sometime. All
We
right,
can come up with something fun for sure.
it would be.
All right.
Shut up and give it all to you, Tyler.
You stand that up right there, maybe. All right.
Woohoo!
Man, if I had been recording that, it would have been perfect. No, I'm just kidding.
Dave.
That was great, man. Good job.